Hey, I'm Randy and I'm the Cheap Audio Man. Here at the Cheap Audio Man, we don't feel like audio equipment, amps, speakers, DACs, turntables, CD players. It should cost more than like a 2-week European vacation. You can take the whole family, go see the Eiffel Tower, maybe the Vatican, maybe the Alps or something like that. And these don't. Kind of a different video today. Video is called Why I'm Selling, or Why Did I Sell the Klipsch RP600M. So grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and let's talk about why I'm selling this widely loved, universally acclaimed speaker. So why am I selling the Klipsch RP600M? It's not something that I came to lightly. And really, I'm in a unique situation because I get to listen to so many speakers. But the Klipsch for me was an endgame speaker, at least what I was looking for. I wanted a speaker under $600. That would be it. That was going to be my speaker for, I don't know, a few years, 5-6 years, whatever. And I did like most of y'all are doing, and getting on YouTube and watching different people's reviews and takes on the Klipsch RP600M. And I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that this speaker is widely acclaimed and universally loved for the most part. And there's a reason why. It sounds great. It looks very nice. It's a great speaker from a very well-known company. When I purchased the Klipsch, I also, a few months later, ended up getting a pair of ELAC Debut Reference. And you can't say one is better than the other because they're different flavors. I found that they both lived well together. And I had every intention of keeping those two speakers and basically using them as reference speakers, no pun intended, for any other speaker I brought in once I started the channel. And getting to listen to over 40 pairs of speakers in the last less than 4 months, I've been able to kind of see the inadequacies of the Klipsch RP600M. And I'm not saying that's not a phenomenal speaker. It is a phenomenal speaker. But for my purposes and from what I see, I just think that other speakers do a better job in a variety of categories, basically every category that I discuss when I do a review. Soundstage and imaging. I think all of the ELAC line does a better job. And yes, one can argue that that's the difference between narrow dispersion and wide dispersion. Fine. The KEF Q350, I think, does a better job of soundstage and imaging. Even the Hyperion Novus, I think, does a better job of soundstage and imaging. From a bass perspective, I find the Klipsch RP600M to be a little light on bass at lower volumes. Now, with that said, they're rear-ported, and you can affect that through room placement, just like you can affect bass response with room placement on any speaker. But for low listening, I like to have a little bit more of bass presence. SVS Prime bookshelves, I think, do a better job at giving more bass at lower volumes. Not saying the bass isn't great on these. I'm just saying that you have to get a little bit more power, a little bit more juice going through the Klipsch before they start to wake up that woofer. Okay? Mid-range. I found that the lower half of the mid-range on the Klipsch was thin. Male vocals, acoustic guitars sounded thinner and a bit more metallic compared to the SVS Prime, the KEF Q350, pretty much any of the ELAC, the Hyperion Novus, all the other speakers really in this category. The Wharfdale Diamond 12.2 for sure. From a treble standpoint, I think that's where the RP600M does a great job. There is a lot of detail. I think some of that detail comes from a little bit thin lower mid-range though, because female vocals sound fantastic on the Klipsch RP600M. They also sound fantastic on the other speakers as well, the SVS, Aperion, basically all the other ones I mentioned. The size. I find I get more enjoyment from a smaller package. SVS Prime, Aperion Novus, and to even a lesser extent, the Emotiva B1 Plus at $230. It came down to me to number one, I felt like I could use the money to go and get more speakers, to listen to more speakers and review more speakers. Two, the RP600M stopped being a reference for me. And the reference at the $500 price point really, for the kind of what I would call a more exciting speaker, really became the SVS Prime, the KEF Q350, the Wharfedale Diamond 12.2. And one of the reasons why I am selling the RP600M, and it's not an insignificant reason, is Klipsch's pricing structure. And I've mentioned this before in other reviews. I think it's irresponsible for companies to have basically three different prices. The Klipsch vacillates between $630 US MSRP to around $500, $505, which is kind of like their mid-tier price, all the way down to $430, which was what the RP600M was selling for before the holidays, for a long time before the holidays. Other companies that do the same thing are KEF, JBL, Sony, ELAC to a lesser extent. And I don't think that is fair to the consumer. A couple of reasons why. Number one, consumers feel compelled to buy that speaker when it's on sale. A speaker should be purchased on its merits, not on what the pricing is at any given time. Now, with all that said, I have done a review on the Wharfedale Diamond 11.2 when it was $200. That was a discontinued speaker. For a speaker that is current in rotation or whatever you want to call it, pick a price and stick to it. And just believe that your speaker's good enough to sell at that price, okay? The KEF Q350 is another one that it's a fantastic speaker at $500. At $700, no way. Again, they play the same pricing shenanigans that Klipsch, Sony, JBL, ELAC, a lot of the other folks play. SVS Prime does not. It's $500, just almost always. Wharfedale Diamond 12.2, $500. Aperion, $600, but a lot of times you can find an open box for $450. I also have a coupon code if you ever want to look at it, so $540. All right, so they keep them steady. Emotiva keeps their prices steady. All right, so the pricing structure really rubs me the wrong way, and I would hope that it rubs the consumers the wrong way too. It's not something that you have to put up with because you have other choices. Not only do you have other choices, but you have other choices that arguably are better in pretty much every category than the Klipsch RP600M. I'm not saying this is not a fun, awesome speaker. It is. I'm saying I have a different position on this because I just get to listen to so many different speakers. And if whether or not you agree with my opinion, it's fine. I'm just a guy that has an opinion. I'm not saying my opinion is the right one. They're great. But I've listened to other speakers that are better. And that's why I'm selling them. And I'm kind of sad about it because I thought this speaker would live here with me forever. And it's been kind of nudged out of the way by some other speakers. Really, the SVS Prime, I think, is the one that does everything just a bit better. Okay? So, sad video today. All right? If you want to support the channel, my Patreon link is in the description. We have patron-only content. We also do patron-only Zooms on Sunday nights. You can use any of the links in the description. I get a referral fee if you click and buy through those links. It doesn't cost you any more. Also have a free trial for Amazon Music HD for free. Click on the link, scroll to the bottom, click try HD. You get 3 months for free. I get a couple of dollars. So don't binge watch Netflix or Hulu or HBO. Binge listen to a record or your favorite streaming service. Fill your soul with happiness.